Uh-oh. I come back and I start seeing an angry red bar in the bitrate on the dashboard. How's it look? Well, the bitrate here looks fine. But 16% of frames have been dropped? Huh. Oh well, no biggie. If it is fine, then it is fine. Alright, on to the next year. Kill Nontraya. We got allies. Clan magic has grown weaker. It is because fire flowers have made pacts with chaos to harm us. We're optimistic at least. Magic of 15 is still remarkable. Combat training is active, ceremony is active. Spirit-wise, cheese and scouring wind still in play, so let's do this. Summons of Nontraya. We're finally ready to summon Nontraya. Never used summons of evil against a god before. Okay. Is there any story in the lore that could help us out here? Nontraya the Taker? Master of the Talokan demons murdered Ernalda. Nontraya the Taker and Waster is the enemy of life. Well, that's no good. We're life. He rides a great horned wolf and gives nothing to anyone. He was consumed with lust for Ernalda, seeking to take her away from everyone and deny her gift of life to the world. She spurned him, and her beloved husband cast him down into the underworld. Nontraya swore vengeance and created the Talokan demons to get his revenge. Nontraya swore to take life away from Ernalda. When the sky fell in and the rivers flowed backwards, Nontraya broke the barriers that kept him and the other dead in the city of the dead. He made himself the undead emperor, and led the unliving army, a horde of the dead, demons, and monsters of the underworld to Ernalda's home to take the great goddess away. Incels, am I right? It says I'm online, but the video stream isn't loading for you, Chillin' Chum. Really? That is weird because it does show that the bitrate is good. Maybe it's Twitch then this time. Because I'm having trouble. Well, I was having trouble getting it to load, but there I am right now, see? Handsome devil me. Maybe what you're feeling, Chillin' Chum, is the residual effects of the previous dropped frames. And it'll probably catch back up with itself, one would hope. It says on the dashboard that I've been live for 4 minutes. But on my OBS as 2 hours and 17. OBS Studio disconnected, reconnecting 11:06. That's 6 minutes ago. Reconnection successful 11:07 a.m. 5 minutes ago. I see what happened now. I see what happened now. It must have disconnected while I was away on BRB. Because I heard no such alert. So I guess then. If it had to disconnect at all, then BRB leaves a nice good break for it then. Okay. Let's go ahead. and do this ritual and summon Nantraya. Your holy people have adapted the ancient summons of evil ritual to attract a specific foe, Nantraya the Taker. Priestesses from different clans play the role of the Earth Goddess. They will draw Nantraya to you to take his revenge on Ernalda for spurning him. They turn their backs to a giant effigy of him and his horned wolf. As the rest of the clan chants and dances, who will take the role of Ernalda? A priestess from one of the helper clans or one of my own women? We have never performed the summons of evil quite like this before. We'll need to do everything we can to make sure it succeeds. It's coming to us, so we'll probably want Ernalda to be one of us. This is not a spirit ritual, so we'll not wear Ernalda's mask. Waiting for the fighting. It's a tough one. Which of these masks should I wear for the summoning? We ask the help of other clans to help us. We'll need to give them an important role. Our reputation with the Blue Crest could use a polishing. We won't be sending someone to the God's War. We'll be bringing the God's War to her. One of ours will take the role of Ernalda. Someone with good magic. And Daughter Scene does not want it to be her. Well, we'll play Honeypot then. Korastine has very good magic. That is respectable. That's like a C grade. But when Nantraya is drawn to her, she will strike. People didn't understand why we hadn't chosen an Ernalda priestess from another clan. But to sacrifice to strengthen Korastine's identity as a goddess. We'll get these herds back. Mood down. At first, there's just a lone man astride a horse-sized wolf with dead eyes. Where is she? He shouts, waving a scythe. Where is Ernalda? As Korastine and the priestess sing a response, dozens and hundreds of Talakans appear, as if a concealing mist recedes. Behind them, shuffle rotting corpses. We have to lure them in, don't we? May not be strong enough. It'll be better to use fighting magic. Lure him away from his army, and the Blood Sister will kill him. Umok magic will smite them. Summons of evil ritual means that we have the advantage no matter what we fight, how we fight. No matter what we do first, we'll end up in battle. It'll be hard to stop the undead with just arrows. Lure the priest in. I got an achievement already for defeat Nantraya. Already? Haven't even got to the end yet. Korastine stood at the gateway. Nantraya, I will not leave my people for you. I reject your suit. Let me see. Network error on here. Okay, that is up. Then I will take you, as the priest rushed Korastine. Grain's sister threw chaff in the air, and Goose sister blew it in his eyes with her wings. Vine sister snared him from his wolf, and Axe sister stroked off his head with her copper axe. A moan arose from the undead army, and they stumbled forward to join the Talokans who were scuttling up the walls. But with their leader dead, our forces had an easy victory. We lost 15 warriors, and another 21 were hurt. 15 warriors is so many, though. We celebrated the success of our ritual. Everyone praised Korastine and the other 5 who stood together against our enemy. The priestess said we had given Nantraya such a wound that we would not be troubled by him again. Some said our ritual was Ernalda giving birth to an avenging daughter, and that is why we put the Humakti woman as the representative for Ernalda. Had the internet kaput for a minute there? I have no idea, Chillin' Chum. I went for BRB, I came back from BRB, and then apparently got a notification saying, or had some alerts from a few minutes ago saying disconnected, reconnecting, reconnection successful. So who's to say? Now we have to prepare for some other thing coming in to smash our walls up. So first things first, repair the walls. Where's our young prince? Good combat? We're gonna give him a job. We're gonna put him in charge of repairing the walls. That is what the Chaos Gods handled. It is. Okay, fire season. I need more cows. Food is okay. But you need to be rich in cows. Only seasonal market. Can we do another? We do have an Izaris on team. Oh well. War first. I've only got 11 swords though. 14 total with the wounded. Fire flowers aren't anything. Charge at him. Fight him off. We'll fight the next year then. Total swords. I want to be in the 20s to be comfortable. Okay, let's send an exploration team. Excuse me, because I still need something from here. Yatakan is good enough. We'll send 10. And 10. It's Yatakan. Yatakan get out of this so easily. Trading metals and flutes for pots and belts. A duck trader mentioned the fire flowers. They have adopted outlaws to strengthen the forces against you. They say you have been stoking your people against them. Which is true. But we do have a feud that I haven't been able to dispel because they hate us just that much. Our habit of falsely blaming others now brings inevitable reckoning, but I haven't. I haven't been falsely blaming others. They started it, which they did. Our ancestors never tolerate what the fire flowers have done to us, such as the cost of lying. Warriors flock to Baron's side. They don't have that many warriors. They make a compelling case, rally the people then. They cried out for Fireflower blood. Next step is warrior recruitment. Okay. We got scouring, got cheese. Let's get pine in, since Yatakan's gonna be out for a bit. And that is a big ol' finger. Wait, no. Okay, this is a model. I was worried for a second that somebody was reaching down to crush our walls again. It has been 4 seasons since the Eater of Skin attacked. Back then, Duressa warned that another major chaos monster known as the Author of Swords would probably come a year later. People want to know what the Council plans to do about it. To think we secretly had a full model of the maze this entire time. Ask another clan to send wealth for divine sacrifices. Ask another clan to send fighters. Ask another clan to send holy people. Ask wandering Oroxius to fight. Or we trust in our own... No, we need help. What does the ring say? A request for sacrificial aid? Ask the least of others? Any other clan would be proud to fight alongside those who vanquish the Eater of Skin. A danger long in coming is somehow worse than one that suddenly jumps out upon you. Is the author of Swords a lich? Ask the ancestors, Balakos. You're on the ring for a reason. Bonds between clans have decayed since Chaos came, so don't ask the clans. No clan wants to lose holy people. The sacrifice is more easily granted. Elmal worshippers may provide the strongest support. That means riders and wheels, not other Orlanthi. We'll call for fighters, riders or wheels. We're allied with them. Known for their wealth, known for their caution, fondness for exploring, many shamans. If we're calling for holy people, then for sure. Reliance on raiding. Varnrash hate us. If they're raiders, they probably fight well. They would send some of their best fighters, choosing in particular devotees of Elmal and Osara. Some wall work repaired, but still needs to continue. Convert pastures to crops. That at least is quick. It just takes one thing. Only trouble is the walls still need to be repaired too, so I can't do both. Slight damage. There's probably one or two more to go. Amber clan carrying favor with the other valleys at my expense. We can't raid the Amber clan though because we lost the relic that allows us to raid beyond our immediate neighbors. Counter case, other clans, Radin, go do what you do best. In the middle of the Dark Season 2. I'm kind of worried. I did put points to exploration, didn't I? I get 1 point to exploring. Pine keeps us safe in the Dark Season. And Yatakan isn't back yet. I don't want to lose Yatakan. Come on. This is an easy area. Your combat is more heroic than Coristine's, and she survived going there several times already. What if I boldly attack? No, I got 10 absent. Just collect more. Good, he's back from Penitent. Dug up winter tears and bronze scraps worth 8 cows. Still missing the final treasure from there. As predicted, the author of Swords attacks your land. Enormous, roughly human-shaped, and covered in wounds and scar tissue. Her mere proximity infects onlookers with suppurating blisters. So she's a titanically large beast who puts burns and blisters on people just by being close to. So it basically is a colossal titan. She looks for breaks in the wall you repaired after the Eater of Skin attack. I should have kept Yatakan here, because Yatakan doesn't care about the fire. Yatakan could beat this gal off easily. Unable to find it, she hesitates. Looks for the break in the wall that I repaired. Starshine warriors draw their swords ready to fight. If Yatakan was here, we'd send the lone hero. Elmal, who fights this monstrosity, not Urox. He's got excellent combat Venef. I could risk Venef. God's World events happen in threes. A third monster will come a year from now. Sickly but not undead. Don't panic, we're breaking out in purulent blisters. Starshines arrived ready to fight, so of course we must use them. By rebuilding our broken fortifications, we bought ourselves some time. Might be a monster, but it isn't a demigod. Well then send the warriors we called for. They got Yurmal and Osara folks with them. Ermal? Elmal? Not Yurmal, I wish. Oh yeah, he came back. I forgot he just came back. Well then of course, Yetakan is going to lead. With unearthly speed, the Author of Swords reached down to pluck up her adversaries, pulling them apart with her great scarred hands. She killed 4 of us. As many star signs suffered the same fate, but their sacrifice was not in vain. Yetakan commanded the force to attack with precision, causing the monster to lose her balance. This gave each sword a target. Together we slashed at the Author of Swords until she lost substance and melted away. Duress reminded the council that if the pattern continues, a 3rd and final Chaos Demigod will attack a year from now. Today, and for a good time to come, we must rest. Later, we must ready ourselves for the Maker of Bad Growths. No matter how we choose to defend against the Maker of Bad Growths, more swords will help. I got 22, that's pretty solid. Must repair the outer walls. The pastures and fields should be okay for at least 1 more year, so we'll do that first. We can start another. It's early storm season. But we can't repair Baronstead yet. We have to wait till next year. Because it's currently ongoing. We did it the first day of sea, I think. So alright, we'll convert pastures. Then Varn Rashi attack, giving me Casus Belli to attack them next. Now that they had weakened themselves. No allies, just our own strong selves here. Plunder. Skirmish, charge, press the... Ooh, Yetakan, do your thing. Attack where the enemy is the strongest. Fight a boastful warrior in a scythe-bladed chariot. This guy could fly, I'm pretty sure. He'll be flying around, while that scythe-bladed chariot is out on the ground. Attack where the enemy is the strongest. "30 cows and 9 horses? Too many wounded, though. Once more, a world hole leading to the other side of Sighted, to the northwest. 2 distinct runic resonances. Fire Rune and the Bull Rune. Urox and Elmal, maybe. Well, I gotta send Yetakan for this. So, 2 for ritual, 2 for war. Fields. I can't do pasture this year? I couldn't perform rituals for herds this year. 26 fewer people, 12 more cattle, 15 more horses. Okay, double for exploring, and then crafts. And that should maintain us. Data Scourings lost a lot of their stored food when the storage building burned. We'll be eating lichen for a while. I like when the planting fails at the very start of the year. It's still early Earth season. We have the entire rest of the season to keep planting, so keep planting. The walls should be fine if we start it in the late sea. What I want to do first is send Yatakan over here. The sooner I send him out, the sooner he'll come back. It's a lot, but I could always ask for more back. We'll just play it defensively until he returns. And it's gotta be chopped down again. But I can't do a thing about that. Repair Baronstead. Job for the young prince. An expedition of Urgashites again. Containers of dried goat meat for portable goods. Okay. If the Urgashites are going to keep on giving us goat meat, I'm going to keep eating it then. Let's see. Anybody new? Ancestor. We got 4 ancestors we could use. Elmal. King, Prince, and Hero from the past. Humocht, Izaries, 2 Lankermies. 1 Shaman. I'm down to 1 Shaman. Because my 1 spirit finding party died in the year that was supposed to be good for hunting spirits. And Aressa's 57 years of age. We're not going to get a spirit drummer for a while. We could start. Oh! We got 2 ventures back. We could do 2 ventures again. I thought we were stuck on like 1 per year still. Okay. Because we gave up our ability to do more than 1 venture per year as a wedding gift. But I guess it's been long enough then. Eat dried goat meat from the Urgashites. Tasted like dried mutton. Do anything else? Nah. But we do still have dried goat meat. Ten warriors at home isn't enough, so keep giving me more. God's War is constantly changing, is it? Yetakan finds the rift leading to the other side. To Elmal, the Guardian Sun, or Urox, the Smiter of Chaos. Elmal! We have an Elmal man right here. One who's fought with Elmal before. Yetakan finds himself at his party in the parapet. I mean, we kinda did this before though, didn't we? Yeah, I think we did. Okay. Bring sure death to send chaos straight to hell. Bring hot winds to stir the wings of chaos. Again, I am blessed to set out the presence of my god. He remembers that he has been before. Bring sure death. With truthful sword upraised, Yetakan led his journeyers to dispatch the flying things of chaos. Such impeccable prowess demands reward, said Elmal, but in a moment the other side opened. Lured by heady incense, Yetakan and his questers enter a tent where their senses swim. Before they know it, they have agreed to name a clan whose chieftain head will be taken by Sasine, the chaos goddess of seductive brutality. Moments before speaking the name, Yetakan regains his volition. How does he extricate the group from this coerced agreement? An outland god holds no sway? Sear her with our hope. Throw an incense burner at her and run. Go ahead, name a clan. Fell prey to her allure. That's what you get for being straight, Yetakan. She's nice, but even just being bi, we know that boys are better. And so even if she's got a nice tum-tum, we've seen better tum-tums than that. This god is foreign. We hold no allegiance to foreign gods. Sasine ceased her dance. I do hold sway, she insisted, I do! But Yetakan's stubbornness and fidelity to the old traditions of Baronstead thwarted her. She dismissed our questions before attendants could take note of Yetakan's defiance and question her authority. Nearing the vast shore in the god's realm, Yetakan questers encountered Aroka, the blue water dragon who was taken hostage, Orlan's friend, Heller the Rain. Yetakan says Heller is to the water tribe as Elmal is to the fire. Make peace with them as Redalda would. As Redalda would, but this isn't Rodin doing this, and your strength? Is it in diplomacy? Attack with winds as Orlant did. Yetakan's rolling winds lifted the blue dragon for the cradling sea. With Aroka weakened, Yetakan's sword would emulate Orlant's, slaying the foe. Heller promised to send good rains our way, penetrating the corroded cloud layer. He suggested a path from this treacherous shore that would take us back to Elmal. The last time Zelfi and King Leo fought, we gave them the class upgrade, and had them fight as one. But that's because we sent our excellent Redalda folk with their unsurpassed diplomacy. He's a fire god, so I should defend him from the lion. Blow furious wrath into both. He's only got good diplomacy. That's like a D grade. But I want to mediate. They have bigger foes than each other, and they've been... Then again, time is all fluid here, isn't it? Perhaps the mediation for them to fight together that occurred in the past actually occurs in the future. And at first, Yetakan fights with his favored, but then afterwards the fight still goes on. And then at some point in the past, a horse worshipper in the future convinces them to put their arms aside and work as one. The two human-faced combatants emerged victorious. The grateful outland god gave us a hunting blessing. I still love how baby-faced Elmal is. Clearly he's a rugged guy, right? He wields his spear and shield. Adeptly, he's covered in cuts and scars. But there's just something about this that's like a bit cute in a way. Maybe it's the pouty lips with those inquisitive eyes, the furrow of the eyebrow, the ruddiness to the cheeks. You see now why the goddess of temptation held no sway over me. Okay, what do we want? Cows will take Battle Fortune. We got 2 ventures per year back. We can keep stacking on the combat training in the Dark Season. Conquer Fear, horses. Strengthen my shield and sword. Oh, I can't click Yetakan. Yetakan is gone. Conquer Fear or horses, I would say. Help us conquer fear. And now Yetakan is going to be back. Be my mirror, sword, and shield. Take a comma away. Mirror, shield, and sword. And then we got a Zelda light going on here. Members of your clan come to you wearing odd, hungry expressions to survive, they propose, their words slurring. We must learn to feast on human flesh. We suggest we first devour some fire flowers. They have fewer warriors and look supple and tender. Your horrified Lord Keepers discover that all those advocating this terrible course had eaten the most dried meat the Urgashites traded to us when they had to distribute it. That is not goat meat, the Lord Keepers say. I knew there was a trick to all this cheap meat they were giving us. After all, we had disparaged our goats in the past, and here they are twice giving us a whole lot of meat for the cheap cost of only 20 cal worth of goods. Unspeakable. I mean, they didn't know. We were given tainted meat. And we all had eaten it. Banished people will likely come back to vex us as bandits, execute them immediately. In times of great want, lions eat people. Urgashites worship a lion. Their transformation makes perfect sense. Dried fish with the weeders is safe, as it cannot be mistaken for human flesh. Well, now I know. If we choose to execute them in these special circumstances, might be able to perform a severing rite, removing them as our kin. Chelana Arroy is dead, but we could still draw the memory on her. Still resident in our temple. Killing members of our clan is kin strife. Yeah, but we have a Humakti. This calls for Uroks. Uroks cleanse us with the dry wind. Our bull stompers called into a scourging wind. It bit deep into those who had tasted human flesh, tearing from them all remnant of their unknowing misdeed, but left them bloody and weakened. Hertz plus 10. Each bringing the customary petition of gift of 5 cows, 2 clans come seeking adjudication for the king, as is their ancient rights as members of the old Baron tribe. On the left, I love his hat, and his little beer mug necklace. Their dispute concerns territorial boundaries. Venef prides himself in always following the law. In this case, a policy with political repercussions. According to Baron's code, the surroundings should win the case. But your relations with the Genadari have grown strained, and ruling against them might well lead to retaliation, perhaps eventually a feud. The right of adjudication was administered by Baron and devised by Radalda. Venef is as stubborn as his father was. Not my affair. Adapt to the times. In which your political friends are more important than justice. Baron would insist on adjudicating and enforcing his law. Work it out. Mood plus! They just took their herds back. They agreed that the law meant nothing without common comity between clans. We worked at a deal. We praised them for their good sense, returning the petition gifts. Or not siding with either. Okay, they'll be coming back pretty soon, those 10 absent. So 10 swords available right now should be safe. Too many wounded, though. Less than a season of food. Well, we got lots and lots of cows. But let's see if we can't do a quick foraging mission. Oh man, this is spreading more and more into my favorite mammoth, half-eaten mammoth hunting areas. 1 season of food in the late Earth season. That's all still good. And insufficient warrior still, so let's try to bolster it up a bit. Probably only get 1, because our total is so many. Thankfully, for the last time, Baronstead awaits attack by the Chaos Demigod, this time the maker of bad growths. Okay, tread lightly across parade. Even the gods are helped by other divine beings. The Starshines have done their part already, ask another clan. In the old days, clans as Baronstead said, "Political reality, Kordistan, is that what you argued?" The least onerous aid we can ask for, we grant sacrificial goods. Time isn't real in the gods' realm, but is it real here? Final battle, Baronstead's alone. You want to mention early Chillin' Chum? This week, you decide to go through the back catalog of a musician on YouTube who does reaction to video game music. Ooh, sounds exciting. Did he enjoy his video game counterparts? Baronstead's alone is nice and climactic, but we need help. How about holy people this time? Who is known for their shamans? For their many shamans, honeymains? When the Date of Doom approached, they would dispatch a delegation of Omali and Osaran holding holy shields. Cool. Workers fix the wall. Searching for food to the east, Baliko spots what must be a nest high up a tree. The nest builder must be larger than a horse. Foragers agreed on 2 things. There's probably very large eggs up there, and the climbing would be dangerous. Send somebody up the tree. Amalanth, one of the warriors, climbed about halfway up before stopping. After a lengthy pause, he screwed up his courage and climbed the rest of the way up. He whooped at the colossal legs. It was delicate business lowering them to the ground, but it earned the clan more than a season's worth of food. He was always a gamer up to PS2. Intentionally leaves the games themselves a mystery. Doesn't look stuff up, just listens to the music and guesses the context. That sounds pretty cool. Since the actual context in the game could affect one's feel and enjoyment of it because it got that other sensation and memory and experience adding into the music itself. Where is Yatakin's party? We need Yatakin's party to return too. Alright, so all my dudes are back. 2 wounded warriors, too many wounded farmers. And my clan is still worried. 3 seasons of food! It has been so long since I've seen 3 seasons of food. Scouring wind before this chaos thing arrives. Sick plus 16 on top of all my wounded folk. Honeymane holy folk, stand next to yours. Albers report Elmal's 3rd chaos foe comes. You receive surprise aid from the Ambers too, who normally act against you in the valley. An owl divination revealed that your openness demanded a reward at this terrible time. No matter what else they might think of you, are these the same owls? Is this the other half of them warning me for later? Accordingly, they will take part in your ceremony to call down divine assistance. When the maker of bad growths finally heaves into view, it is worse than anyone imagined. Grotesque, formless, and constantly changing shape. It emits spores that sicken 16 of your people from a distance. That's the thing, there's so many common video game music tropes. As a musician, he understands how to use various chords and such to evoke various feelings, so doesn't always need context to figure it out. As true as that is, there's often times where it kind of plays around with it. It is Elmal who fights it, but we do have a remarkable Elmali warrior too. Help from the Amber Clan shows us why we must choose to be open with others. Well, we have the Honey Mane folk sending their holy folk. The Amber sent their holy folk. So we have to call on Elmal, I think. Defeating the third of the Tegrin beasts only increases Chaos's hunger to destroy Orlonstead. Oh no. Causes death, but is, like the previous two, not undead. Chaos was strong when this started, will be strong when it ends. Honeymane ritualists say they can either abet a ritual or invest a lone hero with Elmal's power. Yatakan, the remarkable Elmali warrior of old, is already heroic combat. Author of Swords was much worse than this one. Every time an Atelier tune comes up and he does not know what to expect, it's all so varied and see what I mean? That's exactly what I mean. Sometimes they play around with it and defy the expectations. Let's invest Yatakan. Yatakan, get up there. No, Elmal, draw it back. Invest everything into Yatakan. With his heroic combat, renowned magic. Devotee of Elmal himself. Only rule that someone commented once that the was cuter the main protagonist is, the more metal the music gets. That's pretty cool. Oh, mood plus! No population drop, Yatakan actually did it! Yatakan rode out to battle it. He did not know where to hit it, so he attacked it anywhere he could. Maggots leapt out from the Maker's wounds and burrowed into him. The light of Elmal surrounded Yatakan and he became Elmal. The maggots burned out of Yatakan, and when that happened, the Maker screamed. It fell into smaller bits and seeped back into the God's War. And that is it. That is all three of them. In the wake of this third terrible battle against Elmal's Chaos foes, how does the ring respond? Improved relation with the Ambers, the Honeymane clan? 3 monsters came for us, but none can kill our hope. Spirits are coming back, every year stranger than the last. The fourth there is no fourth monster, Balakos. They just told us there's 3 of these guys, and it comes in 3s. Many remain sick, body and soul. Excellent chance to strengthen the bonds with the clan that has done much to help us. Let's not take the victory and spoil it. Our clan mood is still awful. Let's take this as our victory. Rodine's words stirred weary and frightened hearts. One time he listened to a tune that starts with a slow violin and says, "Oh good, I can wind down to this," and then suddenly very heavy metal. Could still wind down to this. Speaking of more metaler songs, Falling in Reverse clearly isn't, that's just more post-hardcore punk. But man, I would love to go a single week without finding out that some beloved musical icon is not horribly, viciously, verbally transphobic. I gotta get rid of some very good shirts now because I could not be endorsing that. That is why I've swapped from the Falling in Reverse shirts to this Pride one. Fear Blessing, clan optimistic now. 20 sick, 20 wounded is too many for my commoners. Only 800 cattle. My horses are fine. But I'm like 500 cattle down now. Regular check for any new people, ancestor, and we got so many ancestors. Could we swap some of these ancestors around for like shamans or anything else. Okay. Let's get some cows back. Just plunder. It's Order the Von Rasch. No need to do anything else. 2 skirmishes and they're dead. Only 14 cows, 2 horses. Things are getting sparse. The protection Voryoth extended to our boys at the time of his death has diminished, along with his memory. Are there any other blessings I might want to do with the remaining gods? Fire arrows. Protect cattle. Not enough to build further on. Rudel is still doing good. So many dead gods. How about we get back up to weekly? We'll send a group to the Ambers. They helped us out. They're known for their wealth. They'd be foolish not to take a route. Okay. Rodin and Korostin both report favorable circumstances for powerful rights to aid your clan. Rodin says, the appearance of a horse head cloud allows a ceremony to bless both our horse fertility and diplomacy with other clans. So, I won't get a game over for losing too many horses. Could maybe maintain a surplus in these times when other clans will be in need of horses and might give up food for it. Korostin says, the discovery of a sacred sword permits a blessing to strengthen our arms against foes. We're already remarkable. Each ritual requires immediate community participation, so I can't do both. Please no one then show favoritism. I am sorry, but I am in love with Rodin. And I will take more horses in diplomacy. Rodin's led the right, whose success our god talkers affirmed. She said it would continue for 9 whole seasons of extra horses. 26 fewer people, 60 fewer heads of cattle, 8 fewer horses. Even with the raids, we're down to 700 now. No diplomacy rituals this year. We are known for wounding Nontraya. Ritual should be alright. We'll maintain harmony, trade. 12 in reserve only. And 1 to explore. Access to more horses was a good thing. Agree to trade with us. Wonderful news regarding Korostin. Due to many hours of sparring and practice, and sincere offerings to Asara, Humat, and other war gods, her ability arms now be ranked on par with the heroes of legend. I got 2 heroes now. 2 heroic combat, I mean. Heroic combat and heroic combat. The Kuranderi says that Dostal is dead, and none of us will be able— I just got the Dostal shrine back! Some say gods don't die everywhere at the same time, so it may be we have not yet experienced this calamity. We still have him, but I think this means it's going to be expiring pretty soon. My trade goods are getting low too. That's okay. That's because of all the sacrifices I've been making. If it's just the amount of goods produced compared to the amount of upkeep of the temples, I should be fine. Explore first. I must get this final treasure. Your shamans inform you of an auspicious moment. The spirits who attend you in Baronstead, impressed by your recent successes, offer to reward you by responding more favorably in future negotiations. However, you must earn this boon in a manner you find appropriate. We did songs last time. What do we say now? Share our lore. Can help with any of these wonderful ideas. The best stories are all forgotten. Anything but a feast, we can't afford it. What do spirits want? Feast or a song? Feast or a song? We'll do a song again. We sang them songs from both our rider and Ramsides, with air departing from this world. We could not fully hit the notes, and so no boon was granted. Ah! Doressa, you said you could help. Finish patching up those walls. Put the young prince-to-be to use. And now that it is fire season. As it is here too, it's all smoky outside, which is great. Walking home from escorting Fennec to the DMV. And not only do I have the oppressive tyranny of the sun beating down upon my head, but in lieu of clouds, offensive smoke all over. The fun thing is, on top of that, as long as I'm on the subject, he got his name change early in the summer, legally adjudicated. Name change is official. Got the social security updated. And so went to the DMV to get his state ID updated, mostly for the name change. Because he keeps up with TikToks, he keeps up with other trans guidance, and other people have experience when they try to get both the gender marker and the name changed at once. Sometimes there's a hiccup, and then both get delayed. And so he just went for the name change. And the person at the counter offered the gender marker too. I was like, no, that's alright. But then I asked, is it a complex thing or just a form? It is literally just a form, just a single document, a single page where you put in your name, your admin information. Yes, I want this, to this, sign. Piece of cake. So now the ID is fully accurate. Which of course gives me a contact high of happiness, cause you know. That's my dude. Might be broken up, but you know, still the most important best friend of mine. Also not dead yet. War. War. I need me more cows. Plunder all these cows. "20 cows and 8 horses. Sorry, Varnrashi, but we just gotta keep on pushing this. You may recall Kuranderi claimed that Dossel had died. It turned out they had broken a taboo, and the hunting god had withheld his favor. Even better then, so we don't lose Dossel anytime soon. Group of wandering Dajala rings. Petition for a favor. Varnrashi captured their kin. We are going to lean on the Varnrashi. We would send raiders, but I want loot directly. All my swords, all my bows, full-on gunboat diplomacy. They saw we were serious and gave up the prisoners. Decrease the strength and prevalence of undead. And so about that lane, Varnrashi, you're messing with folks who help against the undead again? How many more cows have you got? Just one volley of arrows and they're gone! They must have had no warriors left. Just goods again. Less than a season of food, the eternal low food. We did have the dried goat meat. Even after eating one, we had 2 quantities of it. So I like that after it turned out to be human meat, it is just gone because we chose not to embrace cannibalism, so we're not going to use those resources. I could attack again. How about I send, in this season, more emissaries for tribute? Because right now I think only Nar Anons send us tribute. They pay us tribute, they're the only ones who do. We'll see with the Char Orisa. Well, they're allies. I won't ask allies to pay tribute to me. Starshine? You want to pay tribute? We'll give you goods in exchange. Emissaries of the Amber Clan appear at your gates to register a complaint against the surroundings, who they expect you to intercede with. In a recent raid, they profaned our temple to Elmal. Your ancestors introduced Elmal to the Orlanthi. You must teach them again to respect the brave upholder of the Sky Pact, without whom we would all be dead. The surroundings are your allies. You have both the power and the duty to meet our sacred demand. Well, they give us gifts then. In King of Dragon Pass, when people wanted us to intercede on their behalf, or if we were going to do the same, they provided the gifts. Supply gifts. They would not hear of this. It is them who should compensate us. Okay, it's our duty. And I sent my best diplomat out, Horalmast. We shall provide a gift of 20 goods and some herds. Horalmast swayed the surrounding chieftain. They pledged to leave Elmal temples alone. Though we do not worship this sun god, we make this gesture in tribute to our tribal founder, your King Baron, who did. The Ambers thanked us fulsomely when we informed them of this result. Cool. And still low food. We got 1 season that we're up to now. If I still had the berry spirit. But berry just had to get eaten. Out of all the spirits to get eaten, they went for berry. Can we grab anything foraging real quick? It's gonna be dark soon, but they won't be gone for too long. Discuss tribute. They do fear us. Annual tribute. We'll just go for cows. 7 cows every year. Good. Good. We would not raid them. We already don't. Followers of Akbot the Devil. Scornfully refuse them. And they just had to attack while I've got multiple peoples out. I got 17 swords. Okay, 17 is fine. What does my Humakti say? Humak might not give us magic to kill chaos in particular, but he gives us magic to kill anything. We got 12 magic, we'll spend 1. 17 swords and 95 bows against chaos forces. Korostin and Yatakan as war leader or direct attacker is both excellent, that's perfectly fine by me. She wants to kidnap Scorpion men, to tamp down the effects of chaos more broadly. Okay, always gonna go for her advice in matters of combat. Some of the Scorpion men had colored cloth tied around their tails, which they held up like battle banners as they scuttled forward. calling on Humak to guide her sword. Colorstein entered a trance-like state, rode at the Chaos Army, striking left and right. 4 warriors died and 18 hurt. Who? 15, 16, 17, 18, so I need more warriors. Badako stumbles across a small stretch of river that seems surprisingly free of decay, with fish hiding beneath dead plants and living ones poking through the muck. River plants? The fish? Memorize the spots that routine foraging missions can return here. Routine foraging missions must mean those who, that's not just this, not just the exploration parties, but my regular day-to-day foragers. Bring that knowledge back. Badakos brought back only enough food to feed the clan for a week, but our foragers will be able to return that spot for 4 years. 4 years of extra food! Then Uroxy warbands. Okay. They're overstaying their welcome, but we know exactly who needs. The Fire Flowers have been over-relying on chaos. So they are due for some drunk, boisterous Uroxy warriors to cleanse their areas. We'll give them a gift. You're right. It has been too long since we graced it with our holy presence. Okay, dark season still. Let's get our combat trading back. It is so nice to have 2 ventures a year again. I could do combat training while also doing other needs. "16 people sickened by the maker of bad growth have finally died from the long and lingering illness. And the regular check, anyone else but ancestors? No. Nobody knew. Gotta wait for the next generation. 25 warriors. 602 population. Since I do have 2 ventures a year again, I can and should probably bolster my population more. For now, Barn Rush. I have so few bows I can take with me. Parlay? Sure, what's up? 23 cows worth of valuables. Of valuables, no. I want the real cows. 15 cows, 2 horses. Delegation of riders respectfully hails your sentries at Baronstead's front gate, requesting an audience with Venep in a circle. These flame singers wish to recover lost lore by studying your story tapestry. In exchange, they offer 4 horses. I'll agree. They gave us a whoop of praise. In our veins, we felt the distant pounding of ancestral hoofbeats. They looked at our tapestry and appeared satisfied with their efforts. Explain. Mood and magic up. Though our questioning annoyed them, they explained that they had identified the owner of an honor belt. Our priest said this connection to the fire side of our bloodline would aid our magic. I remember the fire belts in 6 Sages 1 Ride Like the Wind. As far as game mechanics go, unfortunately they weren't able to make like dynamic migration as part of the game itself. Just remigrate Ted in the backstory and then settle down for a bit. But they still maintain lots of the elements of the rider culture in there. The honor belts. You could find honor belts of the dead and choose to either sell them or honor them. Collecting little pieces of flair for your own. Gating coup by stealing some markers from somebody else's honor belts. That was all good fun. I kind of miss it. Okay, last day of the storm season. Boys in danger. Okay. It has been too long, Fireflowers. Let's remind you that your cows, after several herd raids, are actually our cows. Do your worst. Taunt them back. Your chief should be leading his warriors. Works every single time. 10 cows, 2 horses only. Unable to repair the terrating walls. Stones kept turning to wasp and attacking. Prince! It's okay, we have 2 heroic combat guys. 26 fewer people. 74 more cattle, but I'm still bleeding them out. 3 babies born only! So we're making over 100 cows worth of goods, and only require 66 cows worth of goods for sacrifices. Vision of a horse with a white blaze. Elmal wants us to raid before we're attacked. Okay. Can do. I had to slay a noble of the surrounding clan who had dishonored who mocked. Their pious chieftain understood immediately, gifting with sword pendants and ram head hair ringlet. She goes to our ally's clan. Slays a noble. And the chieftain's like, yeah, I get it, I go to church. Venture is still ongoing. Let's see, Starshine pays his tribute now. Flame's Singer do not. Food situation desperate. Well, Weeders, thank you for the fish. The best fish he had ever tasted. Oh, more dried fish. I could keep adding on to it. I can keep devouring that stock. And now it's gone. And now livestock for a season. How much food is this now? 2 seasons worth? Now we'll repair the walls. And send Yatakan out. Discuss tribute. We're demonstrably stronger. Annual tribute of 7 herds. That's all I'm asking for. No horses, no goods. Just give me your cows. Priest of Humok preferring divine right to slaughter a cow. This is going to be the call of evil, I bet. The summoning of evil. To bring undead to us, which at least is going to help our undead problem without taking a venture to scour the land for chaos or undead or anything. Retroactive authorization. And now that it is a war season. Fireflowers, give us our cows back. $23 goods. Nuh-uh. 19 cows. So we're getting 14 a year then at least. We've also got the other tribute from the non-Anirudam. We're still paying there, so at least 15 cows a year. Passively. Decade has passed. The moment when you're sold a priest, present your clan saga to steadfast Elmal has come again. In such dire times, survival is a victory, the Shining God tells your son priest. I've heard your accomplishments and declared them more than worthy. Under increasing pressure, you ride on. Existence itself needs Baronstead. Herd loss, dislike herd loss. I'm getting herd loss. Herd raid by the Van Rashi. Kill 'em all. And late fire. Who did we do last time? Did the fire flowers last? Let's not bully them too badly then. We'll mix it up. We got 2 to bounce between. Look forward to crushing you under our heels, they say. After we just destroyed their last party against us. "17 cows." Sick +1. Who they bite? Irgratere. Well, we have the answer from last time. The spirits can heal Ilgratare of the little tiny vampires in her blood. Crushing the hundreds of tiny vampires coursing through her. Okay. Let's try to get more tribute though. Amber doesn't pay us anything, but they do strive against us. Nar Onan pay us, Kurander. They dislike us, but oh well. Goods will soften the blow that I'm going to demand of them. Leave my workers at home. And for the late Earth season, craft stress. Oh, because they're in the walls, I think. 2 seasons worth of food only. Mood is still reserved. Annual tribute. From now on, this will go without saying until they break the deal. A terrifying chaos entity appears at my gate. Its very presence sends ripples of paralyzing fear through the people, so powerful that their pores open into bleeding sores at the thought of resisting. Yetakan identifies this as the chaos god Tegan, author of Sores and Eater of Skin. It is insinuating. In its insinuating purring voice, it says, "In your ignorance and stupidity, you have done much to hasten the world's dissolution. As a reward for that, and because I must eat a clan before nightfall, I invite you to choose which one I will wipe from the face of the earth." We have to attack. Is this who's been making clans just disappear and vanish? Not just starvation, or dissolution, or breaking apart, but him devouring them. We could choose to take our clan. An impossible decision, which is why he asked us. Tegan is Eater of Skin, author of Sores, and the Maker of Lies, all in one. At least he isn't coming to devour half our cattle. If we have to destroy a neighbor, the fire flowers have rated us the most. But we're not going to consort with chaos. That has been the philosophy. The entire game, that's been the policy. If we tell him to attack somebody, that is us aiding chaos. That is us using chaos, even if it's against the fire flowers. If only the dwarves hadn't built the walls so short. In the tales, Elmal slew Tegan long ago, but time means nothing to the gods, so Tegan doesn't know that he was killed. Or maybe will be killed. You're saying he can be killed. Attack! No one seems to be able to actually give the order. Ah, come on! Venef tried to draw his sword to direct the warriors and could not. The author of Swords seemed to give out an air of invincibility, which paralyzed our leaders with utter terror. Take no clan. Do I give Tegart a gift? No! It writhed, and the air around it twisted and hissed. Your refusal to answer the question warrants punishment. I shall send zombies and flail snails to destroy your children. If I say take our clan, does that actually have him devour us? Or would it put us on the defensive? Take our clan, if you can. Nothingness. Lose when the world dissolves into slime. Well, I got an achievement and an ending. One of the guards atop the wall fell outside Baronstead as the stones started to putrid slime. Too sore to run, she watched in horror at the palace. Then the hill on which it stood collapsed into grey ooze. Could I reload? If I go to the start of the year... No, don't tell me that's it! That's... And I can't go back? I can't reload... Oh, I can't even reload the previous... No! No, that's really how it ends! Nuh-uh! Take me back in, Chief! Or restore and try again. It says or restore and try again. Wait. To the bottom. Okay, there... But I can't do from the start... I can't do from the year that I ended on. I gotta go back one whole year. At the end of Venef 32. Okay. Where's my death counter? Death counter is not up right now. I'll give a +1 to deaths for having the world turn to goo. So, I don't want to help Tegern at all. But when I gave the order to attack, we were all paralyzed. Maybe if I give Venef more combats. Yeah? That could help us out, maybe. The Humok ritual is so easy. Get some harmony. And clan mood reserved. Unless at a season of food, we'll have to eat some fish. Rated by chaos last, and I can't counter raid chaos. Okay. Who did I ask the last time? Is Amber giving anything? Nar, Ononi, and one other clan pays tribute, but it won't say who. They pay us tribute, okay. Dried fish, and some cows. It's a shame we can't fully repair the walls by the time it fixes up, because I need Yakatan available if we're going to attack Tegan. Okay, Molanthi. A panicking Erenlanth gallops back after a ride into the wildlands. A spirit has cursed him with an awful glow, he says, requesting Duressa immediately banish it. After communing with it, she says, "You provoked the Firefly spirit and deserve its wrath. Few of them remain these days, and I won't send it away. Besides, you will only glow when your heart beats fast." "No, no, no," Erenlanth responds. "I am the prince, and I command you to help." Take Erenlanth aside, hint he's making a fool of himself as a father option. My son should temper his impetuous spirit. The wise traveler treads lightly. If he acts like this when he is king, he will discredit the royalist cause. The ancestors still favor him. Well, the ancestors aren't here starving, are they? He must suffer. The spirits don't dance on command, and neither do I. So she is not going to help us out. Have to convince her or command her. Our other shamans won't touch this if the rest remains. There are no other shamans! Every other shaman died out! Erenlanth, you're making a fool of yourself. "You know," he said, "you are right. Perhaps it is because there is a spirit inside me and I am glowing." After this outburst, he settled down and got used to the effect. It stopped him from leaving Barenstead to do anything exciting, but he got used to it without too much grumbling. People came to applaud his forbearance. But not to the point of increasing my mood, come on. Okay. Krieg time. Just give me all their cows. Only 13 cows, not even a single horse. Okay. Protection of herd, loss, dislike, respect, population, and temples. But nothing to protect us from Tegern. Okay, let's do a ritual. Let's get Scouring Wind to help us first. Kill as many of our Narashi as possible, skirmish them, hold ground and they're gone. And now that we have a Scouring Wind to help the fight against Chaos, let's see if they can't repeat these two. See if putting some more combat into Vaneth might help him against Tegan. I very briefly realized that the prince, his character portrait is glowing in the who to send off menu too. Personal prowess. So who we killed? A Honey main clan member. Excellent combat, so just fight. Fight without fear. You know, didn't Elmal give us protection against fear, and yet when Tegan shows up, we're all paralyzed? Secret of no secret. We'll slay Grandfather Mortal ourselves. Other Ram clans instinctively dwell upon us, but the true nature of death eluded Vaneth's understanding. Face obstacles the next time you raided. Attack immediately. We win this one. take on the biggest vampire. Class reward is tightly as you clasp your sword. Gain Humok's death-dealing secrets. But will it be enough? Just want 20 cows are good. Did as Humok bid me. Pay the Ver Guild. They should be gifting us. They do not venerate Humok. May ill respond to an argument invoking his rights. Okay. Then I'll pay it. And a gift on top? Sure. For being our gracious guests. And so now he's up too, still excellent. His C grade is now a high C. Man, is there any other preparation that I can't take at all? I think I might have no choice. Confidence of our warriors in battle? Still got the two most important spirits in play. What about overcome our own fear? Sakar. Now they were a band of Darhapan travelers. Different city than the last Darhapan visitors, which should worship at the Elmal temple alongside your Elmal devotees. Their solar god is close to your faithful guardian deity. The worship will show him where they are, so that he may protect them with their journey. Didn't Tegard attack by now the last time? Maybe it's not guaranteed then. Or maybe because I've been raiding less this year, and thus not pushing more clans closer to chaos. He's not coming over to reward me. Aiding against raiders for a year. Call their god Antirius. Their name for Yelmalio. Agree, but give us an offensive blessing. Our fervor for the sun aided them, granting a more powerful version of the Yelmalio spear than expected. For their part, Yelmalio found them again, and they were joyful. Okay, so we avoided it this time. Now that I prepared for him, we've avoided him. Combat trading ongoing, repair Baronstead ongoing. Let's send out. Flamesingers pay tribute now. Honeymanes, allied to us, not gonna ask allies to pay tribute. Kurander. Get Kurander to pay up. Kuranderi have rallied considerable support among their compatriots and are now seen among wheels as the rightful holders of their crown. King Charoro of Char Orisei has vowed to call down Elmal upon them to quell this challenge to his rule. Raid them immediately, but they're training up their warriors. Shouldn't send Ironlanth exploring because he's glowing like a lightning bug. Ancestor, 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 Elmal, Elmal, Elmal. It's a shame the Baron line goes to the males, because I can't send them on the Osara quest to improve their leadership. Clearly this means that my chieftain should be Rodin, and we should constantly push up her leadership through the Ulsadar questline. Okay. 2 seasons of food, a few more cows, and 17 swords at home. He'll force slightly damage, but that's being fixed up. Rated Varn Rash last. Two hate us. Among the 2 that hate us, that would just be our neighbors here, right? Feuding, but fear us. They hate us, but fear us. And then nobody else really has a negative opinion. Okay, maybe I'll go easy on them for now. And not trigger Tegern rising up against our walls again. Let's just send. Not emissary, exploration. Yetakan still keep trying to find us something good here. It's the one kingdom treasure remaining. And still reserved. And with only 18 at home. Do I dare ask an ally to pay tribute? I kind of feel like that's a bad thing to do. Oh, I can't send the glowing one out? It's not just that I shouldn't, but that I can't. Finish repairing the faults in our walls. Finally! Kuranderi succeeded in their bid to seize a chariot throne. King Chararo was slain. New king is Chikorde. The dead king was our ally, the new one is not. That could be fixed. Shamans informed the ring of an alarming prospect. All of your sworn spirits prepare to depart Baronset to protect their spirit realm. Vakboth and his chaos spirits will eat everything if we do not go back to trick and turn him. Though the spirits do not exist in time as humans do, they say they will be back after an Anthagal. This might mean 4 years, your shamans guess. 4 years without cheese? And without the scourging wind. Your fear-struck people expect council to entreat the spirits to stay. If my spirits say that Vakboth and his chaos spirits will eat everything if they do not go back to trick and turn him, I'm willing to grant him this sabbatical. They'll be back for reasons ineffable. They will listen to me, but I should say nothing other than go. Tradition won't keep them here. Yeah, they're spirits. They're not our ancestors. The ancestral spirits won't leave. Like babes upon the sun path, dire indeed. We wish them to stay, but are not holding them against their will. I'll urge them. Best of luck, and if somebody has to be eaten, don't be cheese. Don't be scourging wind. They replied, in ways we cannot explain to you, you have armed yourselves with the higher weapons needed to save all realms. And thus departed. Surrounding lands completely empty. Amber explorers even found food on the table. Well, now we have one. I'm putting at 14 reserves of magic. I can't put to everything that I like. Okay. War. Just war. And that's it. 51 fewer people, 35 fewer cattle, but the raid maintains 27 fewer horses. Only sufficient livestock. The priestesses said that the surviving gods of the Storm Tribe would judge us by our ability to increase our herds. If we could seize or buy more cattle or sheep, they would bless us. If we lost livestock, we might be cursed. Message received loud and clear. Igratare came down with persistent sickness that leaves her coughing up blood one day with shivering uncontrollability the next. Venture 1 could be guarding the herds or herding to get some more. I got no spirits. They better come back with more spirits. Food low. How much food? 1 season's worth. We'll do a venture for herding. 18 more cows and 4 horses would have otherwise lost. And a patch of ichor on a cliffside. No, ochre, not ichor. Delegation of the Discardings clans asked you as their ally for a favor. For 17 cows, less than the usual request. Will they take goods? They have taken goods. Oh man, we got to kill cows too, just to survive? Late sea season, let's make another ally before I lose one of my shrines. What's my population at? 564! Oh, they're so tiny. King of the Wheels. Okay. We'll send some gifts. They don't like us so much, but it'll be okay. The annoying spirit blood that made me glow whenever my heart beat harder has finally skittered off. Might have learned a lesson or two while stuck here at home. I hope this will come back soon. It's only been a whole season, and that's a little bit... Would I call that equidistant? They're probably not coming back then. Amolanti is dead, I've decided already. I could raid the Feral Civuli instead, or the Vastantes. And the Vastantes should be mostly out. Okay. We'll take cows from them then. Basically, we need 13 elite warriors. Then Plunder Stick when attacking to kill, but we aren't attacking to kill. Charge into him. And then a couple more points of magic for fighting fiercely. 31 cows and 35 of loot. Okay, I think the Vastantes is going to be my favorite foe from now on then. Mood down. That's what I got these guys for. 66 herd down. Gonna aim. Going to aim for at least 900 cow. If I have at least 900 cow, then we'll have more herds than last year. For sure. Everybody wants a piece of me. This Markton skull is getting so much use now. The Roxy Warband passes by with urgent news. They've just waylaid and slain a party of scouts from Bakbal's army. This terrible force has smashed the Southlands and will soon march to lay waste to this valley. They say they must keep moving to harry the Devil's minions. Kings once dwelt in your citadel. If that means anything these days, perhaps you should rally the region to heed our warning. Baron Clan and other allies. Or just my allies, or warn the valley. I say warn everybody. Promises power today, destruction tomorrow. His worshippers only hear the first part. When a living warrior of Bakbal's army dies, he rises as undead and keeps on marching. Bakbal brings death and also dishonor. Even those who reject the present king revere the memory of Baron. This will all blow over. Really, Serestev? Most of our allies are in the Baron clans. There's only like, what, 2 clans outside our tribe who are allied to us? That leaves a whole lot of others who aren't being warned to everyone. I give them 20 for their trouble. Our gods want more herds, we're gonna hold on to those. Coralmas only has very good diplomacy because my best one is for some reason still out there. They thanked us for this vital information. They would ready swords and bows for the final battle. Back home, the royalists complained that by indiscriminately warding everyone, we had given up a chance to bind the old Baron clans back to their ancient pledges to us. Well, there's more important things right now. Okay. Do another raid for cows. I guess the Vastantes, now that we know how easy they are. "19 elite warriors, 201 spearmen, that's it." Opportunity for slaughter. Vanaf. Cut off a good number of the Vastantes, could kill them all if they're already cut off. Concentrate on the main battle. Karastin this time. Warriors from both sides topple into it, misshapen chaos creatures. Join forces against chaos. Nodded in agreement. Turn as one on the chaos horde. Both lost warriors, but the Legion of Bakbal suffered more, and were wiped out. We lost 20 of our farmers, though. I mean, at least we got to kill the chaos. Which I'm sure doesn't help chaos. But I wanted cows. As many alliances we could support. Okay, in that case, we'll discuss tribute. Don't they already pay us tribute, Korander? They do pay us tribute. How about the song then? They forgot it too. We have all the clues we need, I think. told us to look in pools or hills, but every time I explore down, speed it up, explore down. Dead. Gone. It's early Earth season. If Yatakan made it back from Penantan, which is just a little bit further away from here, they're not coming back. They are gone. Clan is worried now. 840 herd. We could do an awful harvest season raid, which would hurt our own harvest. So if I simply leave plenty of farmers at home, we could actually afford to hit them now. The bows refuse to muster. You have to take in the hard corn. And the swords refuse to rail at other warriors. So I can't just send swords alone. Okay, fair. I get it, I understand. Gotta replace the 5 lost. Dot. Okay. What about a dark season raid then? They won't be expecting us to attack in the dark. Caught a fierce blizzard, and they got sick. That's what I get for trying to be slick. Okay, now we'll raid. Now that's not blizzarding or anything, nor is it harvest time. $28 cows. 895 herds. Skeleton swagger. Undeath's herald is my duty and joy to convey a message. Humoct, your so-called Lord of Death, himself lies slain, laid low by Viva Mort. Now is the time for Korostin, your slick spittle of Humoct, to step forward and duel me, ushering in this glorious era by joining him in nothingness. I mean, she's got heroic combat. If she joins him in a duel, he's the one that's gonna die. Korostin must walk alone to deal with the Herald. Strange as it sounds, this grim entity would obey the customs of the duel. Undeath's greatest foe, slain. If death has died, the world candle has truly burnt to its nub. The moment Karena trained me for. We wounded Nontraya, but never thought of a right against Viva Mort. Failure to suppress the undead works against us here. You got this, Korostin. Mood plus? A Humocti achieves their destiny? Achievement? They traded rattling blows, Korostin's sword sparking black when bronze hit bone. Finally, with a blow like the arc of the sun, Korostin broke Undeath's herald to bits. The skeleton escort fled. When we rushed to embrace heroic Korostin, we saw the fatal wound in her side. Korostin passed her sword to her king. When all else is gone, hold on to this, she gasped. Let my memory bring you. Before she could complete the sentence, she was gone. Yet Venef, holding the blade, thought we might still complete her destiny. We do have Yatakan at least. So we do have somebody with heroic combat still. From an age long past. But it will put 2 Elmals on the ring. When did we last do the, recent but not so recent? No, Humoct is dead. We can't do the ritual because Humoct is dead, full stop. So his excellent combat is as good as it's gonna get. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 ancestors. 1, 2, 3 Elmalis. 1 Izaris. 1 Lanker Me is about to be confirmed dead. 1 Lanker Me. 1 Nun. 1 Rodalda. 1 Shaman. So for combat, our representative has to be Yatakan. Magic, excellent. Yeah, Almanati and his party must be presumed dead. Zarlin no longer in the sky to watch over explorations. In the aftermath of the Varnrosh raid, we discovered the clan members we thought had died, as well as foes we thought had killed, are not truly dead. Neither were they living. Apparently, after Humoc's death, it might not be possible to die. Moved our former people up to the pastures, and did our best to destroy Varnrosh's bodies. What are we thinking here? Like undead? Or if we can't die, that we keep our population going and have more worshippers? 29 fewer people. After tributes and raids, only 49 more heads of cattle, 34 more horses. Finally rich in livestock. Host no spirits. And nobody could agree on this on the signs. And no ritual we can do, really. Exploration. War. 1 explore. How's that? Shrine to Urok's abandoned? Of all the shrines. Stormcore is pleased we had honored the mother cow by increasing our herds. Fear ripples through the clan as word spreads that the world outside the valley has completely died. When you look to the distant horizon, you see that it is gone. Your region and Baronstead cannot be far behind. By surviving this long, Venaf says, we have won a great victory, even if no one will live to sing of it. This feels to me like we are absolutely in the endgame. Been reading the omens wrong, your doom isn't real. Through sacrifice, we could turn our wealth into divine magic. If I had to see the end of the world, I'm glad to be with my clan again. Aww. We're the last of our line. Some would sooner die than accept unpleasant news. Thanks for efforts, language still exists. We should speak to our allies one last time. Is this really gonna be the last time? This is the last time. We mustn't do much. Too much. Let's warn our allies. Well, what has been the theme so far here? That Baronstead is what's important to the rejuvenation of the world? We could warn our allies. But again, that's mostly the tribe. And just a few outside our walls. We should probably call our kin from other clans back here. Hunker, breathe magic into the temples. Breathe magic into the temples, call kin back in. Shelter our wild horses. Shelter horses or breathe magic. Language still exists, speak to our allies one last time. I want to breathe magic into the temples, but I also want to warn our allies. We have herd to spare. They glowed with sacred power. Most of the gods were dead now, but they lived in our hearts and our places of worship. Clan Mood is worried. I'm afraid to click this. Oh. Oh, they're not kidding. The whole world is just gone outside the valley. Okay. Not enough worshippers for Urox. I got 515. Let's try to get more people outside the clan to come back into it. 16 people. That's not gonna be enough. Party of Chaos worshippers skulking in the wildlands. Kill them. Scouts holding their swords to hurt only 3 of our warriors, burn their rotten, useless goods. Still not enough worshippers. We need allies. More so. King of the Wheels. Nar Anon isn't too negative with us. How's the Amber looking? Strive against us. So not want to make an ally out of Starshine. Will they send their tribute? Dreadful raiders with human torsos and giant scorpion bodies terrify your shepherds. Quatermass identifies these as scorpion folk. Well, no kidding, we fought them how many times already? Chaotic monsters dedicated to slaughtering and pillage. They worship Agog, goddess of ravenous fecundity. There are never only 3 of them, he says. If we don't do something about them, they'll be back. Let's warn other clans. Chieftains of nearby clans pledged to add patrols to spot these terrible foes. Soon we heard that the Genadari had intercepted and destroyed a scorpion folk gang. Didn't retrieve expected tribute from the Flame Singer clan. Oh, there are more important business going on right now, I can't blame them. Spirits departed, gonna be back in 4 years. We might not have the 4 years before they return. But they promised they were going to trick and hurt Vakbal to the spirits. So maybe just gotta play it safe for a little while. And this will start pushing out, I hope. The world will soon end. I'm going to talk about Alliance. One more ally made. Raising Granon for 5 years now, showing signs of exhaustion. We should probably wait to see if the world ends before we put in the effort. Wow. Midwives informed the ring that Gunal, the newborn child of the clan members Ionislara and Justharl, bears a troubling birthmark. Situated in the middle of his forehead, It exactly represents the Chaos Rune. People can only conclude that the child is cursed. Is that chaos? If I squint, it looks like a bullhead. Maybe this is simply a child meant for Uroks. They look so happy back there, though. Painful dilemma. Von Rasch adoption policy can hardly be called benign. Give the child to wandering Uroxy. Other than the Chaos Mark, a beautiful child. Uroxy will take good care of him. When we call on the gods, we could increase our chance of success with generous sacrifice. The spirits are gone, though. I mean, I guess our sworn spirits are gone. There's other spirits of the land. Uroxy will feel obligated to take him. Sizable gift would be blunt resentment. Can you call upon mosquito spirits? They buzz from the nearest swamp, warning us that if they did drink the infant's curse, they would for the time become chaos spirits. They ask which clan they should swarm toward, should that occur. Do I specify a clan? No. If I do, then I'll be using chaos spirits to go to a certain place. Sorry, whoever ends up getting these cursed mosquitoes. We drummed and tootled to support them as they sank their stingers into the child. Midwives took the parents away so they could not see this. Glowing sickly green, the spirits said they had fed deeply from the curse and now bore it themselves. We had not told them who to sting, so they remained at Baronstead. Their intoxicating bites distracted our crafters and rendered us vulnerable to chaos. Well done, me. Always gotta be the martyr. "24 good warriors." See if I can't get my Urox one back. Not enough worshippers still, even with the... So it's all down to the amount. But I need Urox. Yield of our cows, fertility of our cows. I kinda need both. Rodalda is dead. I'm sorry, Rodalda. Humacht is dead too, so we don't have True Sword anymore. I want to keep the Rodalda Shrine because Rodalda's people are phenomenal on our ring. I can't bring myself to reduce any of these. Maybe reduce Ernalda into just a shrine and keep Elmal as our most elevated. At least she'll still have a shrine, right? She'll still have a shrine. If I want to reduce her to get Urox back. We'll make a sacrifice. We'll simply have an annual sacrifice to help smite chaos. Infeith took her life. A 19-year-old Rodalda worshipper. How come? I can't take it anymore. I can't stand waiting for the end. It may not be able to stop the end of the world, but I'll do all I can to live the final days as a proud guinea pig. We all should. And we finally have somebody promising for the next generation. Is there anybody else who's new? Or did I just lose a one new person? The one new person we had. Gone. Well, why don't I go warn people? We'll start with our neighbors. The world will end soon. Actually, it won't be for at least another year. Wasn't much else to say, though the Blue Crest wished us well. After repeated dealings with Chaos cultists, the baleful influence of the world-eating force has settled decisively upon the Kurander clan. The Kurander clan who just became King of the Wheels. Doresa says that unless they are utterly defeated and forced to disband, their lands will become a spawning ground for chaos. That will threaten the entire valley. So we have to fully destroy the Kurander clan. Wait. Settled upon Kurander clan with a baleful influence. Settled decisively upon it. Are we destroying this baleful influence or Kurander? Are we scattering Kurander so they can't be used? Or the chaos? Either way, let's rally clans. Send our best diplomat. Full gunboat. We sent Rodin to make the case for war. Nearly everyone agreed. On the appointed day, the combined force of the valley massed on the Kurander border, ready to invade. Vanef to lead the battle, combat excellent. King leading from the front, or Yakta Khan with his heroic combat. Vanef, this is our tribe and our clan, leading this united effort. Everyone has agreed to it. You shall lead in the war tent. And we're going to send everyone. With our own warriors taking the brunt, Vanef led us to a smashing victory. The Kuranderi were no more. We lost 4 warriors. Another 10 left the battle wounded. The fight cost us 4 horses. So it's the Kuranderi themselves they had to annihilate. Though the price was high, we had stopped chaos before it spread. And for that, all rejoiced. Warriors from the other clans toasted our might and Vanef's daring. As leaders of the fight, we earned a double share of the loot. 94 cows and 20 goods. With the clan of the Chariot Throne destroyed, the Wheels currently have no king. Knowing the Wheels, the remaining clans will now enter a destructive, internecine conflict over their battered crown. We could take no pleasure in their downfalls, the work of chaos. It's still the Earth season. Wildlands. This time we are the one to strip a land to nothing but wilds. Well, we can give Char or Orisa their crown, then I might as well. At least we'll die wealthy. Oh my goodness, Spot the American. Sell treasure. For treasure? Might do something involving wheels, maybe. I don't need it. I can't sell it? You don't want to sell? You don't want to sell? Oh, I haven't chosen what is why. Didn't receive the tribute of our Arash clan. Or the Starshine clan. And food enough for 1 season. Okay. Currently combat training. Let's do a foraging mission. Just outside our lands. Just outside. Trader arrives at Charlisa village. We just consult, say they might be willing to buy the Axle of Samnal. Also consider offering the Braid of Ernalda. Increases field magic if an Ernalda devotee is on the ring during sacred time. We have no Ernalda devotee. But I will trade treasure for treasure. I'll give them their kingdom's treasure in exchange for this. And no more tributes. Your people become aware that Sandine, widowed last year, has been caring for her 2 young children despite herself being dead. Several weeks ago, she went to bed early because an old wound had reopened. The next morning, she made breakfast as if nothing had happened. Isn't this that one Peter Jackson zombie movie? When another child was scared by her garbled speech and unpleasant odor, people realized she must have died that night. Walking Dead are a form of chaos and must be destroyed, but Sandine has elderly relatives of the clan, and kinslaying is a chaotic act, and we don't have Arhumakti anymore, so we can't use her own severed relation to slaughter her without kinstrife. If we slaughter her, that will invoke kinstrife, and the chaos will only go stronger. We're in a stuck position where we might have to just... We can't kill her, or it makes chaos worse. But then, this is only one symptom. There's gonna be more undead popping up. People also fret that her children may be cursed, either through her care or by being of her family. They also worry that this may become a common problem with Humak Dead. Shoo her off. Convince her she's dead. We do have the option of Yinkin, God of Cats. Outlawry avoids kinstrife would be a violation of justice to outlaw when she's done nothing wrong. Line between living and dead becoming blurred. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel just to outlaw her for taking care of family. See how easy it is for the undead to slip among us? Nothing like this has ever happened. That is not true. At least 3 times before it has happened, where the undead relatives come in, not realizing they're undead. And usually we had a Humakti woman who could slaughter them without kinstrife. We need to walk the narrow path to avoid the threat of both undead and kinstrife. Convince her that she is dead. And maybe she'll be like, oh, I'm so dreadfully sorry, let me go into the hills then. She nodded sadly, hugged her children farewell, and shuffled away. Though still horrified, people saw that this was the best result from a terrible situation. Since the relatives were too old, a young couple took in both children. Cool. Late dark season, you better come back, buddy. Balakos. Foraging mission returned. Shriveled earth cherries, immense mushroom, and a half-eaten mammoth. Clan elders remind you that Prince Erenlop remains unwed. If he does not sire a male heir, Baron's royal bloodline ends. See, this is no problem for us, because for us it goes to the female line. The lineage is magically intertwined with Baronstead, which will fall forever if it dies out. Some say that this may in fact be the doom foretold. Though he shows little interest, the elders say, we must find him a bride. Rodine is still single. Oh, she's 45 now though, no longer marriageable age. Every season we waste brings us closer to doom, Erenlop says. If you find the right princess, I suppose I could not refuse. Must accept the bride we find you. He just said if I find the right princess, he could not refuse. Every king of legend has an equally formidable queen. Let him be for the moment. Seek a bride without consult. At the very least, we have to consult with them about this. At least tell him we're finding him a bride. There's no getting through him sometimes. The Honeymanes might put forward a bride. The prince doesn't like being told what to do. Are you saying, Izuri's woman, that if I market this to him, as finding a formidable queen makes him equal to the kings of legend, that this will become his idea? Ancestors fear the exportation of the bloodline? Erlant's lineage is from Elmal. If it ends, maybe even Elmal will fail. Fall of Baronstead is the same as the end of the world for us. If Erlant's marriage can delay, he must marry. If he dies without heir, the guinea pigs are doomed. Every king of legend has an equally formidable king. Don't you want to be cool like that? You make an excellent point. Find me a woman of legend and I'll marry her. They suggested the Honeymanes. $25 goods is plenty. Their circle elaborately praised us for considering them. They gave us reciprocal gifts, so nothing lost. However, their star priest conveyed bad tidings. Performing divination, they discovered that while evil clouds shrouded the sun, Erenlant would not be wed. Rodin suspected they also feared that the world would end before a royal wedding could be finalized. Oh, this is gonna... Every single game has to end with a wedding, doesn't it? From a heroic wedding in King of Dragon Pass to a heroic wedding in Six Ages Ride of the Wind, to marrying my fop off to someone who's far more important. We have a docile person! We can finally get some hunting in! The food is only merely good, but it's a start. Sorry, Balakos. So, late season? I wonder if this is one of those things where I can send out groups of my own. Surroundings gone too now. To find such a wife. Maybe Ganadari? Known for their strong magic? If there's a clan we want to say goodbye to, now is the time. Nah, we can't talk about the wife business. World will soon end. We'll say our goodbyes. We appreciate seeing living humans one last time. There wasn't much else to say, though they wished us well. The mood on this. Just the last of us at the end of the world bidding goodbye to each other, and oh no. That is cow-shaped. Don't tell me we lost Geralda too now. Into the maw of some giant beast. Reflected in the dying sky, you see Geralda the cow goddess plummet into the hungry maw of the chaos goddess crushed. This blow leaves your folk too shattered to weep. Without cattle, you are doomed. People are doomed, and the world of Glorantha is doomed. Before Karsh finishes eating her, ask for one final... Hey! While you're busy being eaten, could you bless our cows one last time? As she fell into the mouth of chaos, Geralda ensured that the cows would survive a while longer. Not in the wider world, but in Marinstead and perhaps the valley. Okay, 15 more people than last year, 5 fewer cattle only, 2 more horses. Making loads and loads of goods. The ancestors despair that the world would soon perish. They expect the world to end very soon. Fields, pastures, wilds. Gotta keep that going. I don't think Explorer's gonna help me now. Unless we get Sanala to marry our young guy. Wasn't she wife of Hyalor at one point? As predicted, the world dies. The sky turns completely black. The air around Baronstead disappears. Your livestock die. People gasp for air and suffocate. Only one person survives. That sounds pretty dismal. Who survives? I get to choose who? It's gotta be Rodin, doesn't it? I mean, everyone's saying that Eredlant has to provide a child or whatever. But come on, come on. Rodin is remarkable. Of course she lives. I also like how they have this happen at the start of the year, right after Sacred Time. So if you want to see how the game changes when different people survive, you could easily come back to it. Rodin lives. Remarkable, excellent Rodin. We get to ride like the wind. We did everything right, Rodin thinks, but in the end, the world was always going to die. As the ravaged divine realm collapses into what was once a mortal world, Rodin realizes she must flee or die. She could only take one thing with her. A battered drum, a scrap of your story tapestry, a coin, the king's crown, the last sword, one healthy horse. Didn't our departing Humakti champion tell us that Vanef should grasp the sword whenever it was needed, whatever? That's probably the proper story. She's gonna take one healthy horse with her. She's gonna take a scrap of the story tapestry. The story tapestry or the horse. She's gotta ride like the wind. She's gotta get her own horse too. Flee or die. Take a scrap of the story tapestry. Could kick myself for not bringing the horse. Rodin traverses a dead and ruined world. The sky has got entirely black. All water has frozen. Wherever she goes, all plants and animals are dead. Parts of the world have vanished altogether. Rodin trudges past inaccessible places, cut off from rest, adrift and shapeless. After a while, she suspects that hundreds of years have passed, or rather that years do not and cannot exist anymore. The oppressive, dangerous existence of the last decades was a paradise compared to this. Rodin pines for death that it does not come, since even death has died. How does she keep her mind intact? Recalling the guinea pig saga, fighting shadows, recalling the deeds of slain gods. She doesn't and succumbs. Recall the saga, you did grab that tapestry after all. The exploits, follies, and sorrows of her dead kin warmed her heart and protected her thoughts. When despair came for her, she told the tales, and it sat, listening and rapt. What magnificent heroes and mooncalves the guinea pigs were, despair exclaims. The hordes of chaos have nothing similar to boast of. I shall fight on your side now, frustrating their cruel hopes. With new purpose, Rodin continued along the darkened trail. Rodin can't remember when she last ate or saw anything that looked like food. So great is her hunger that she can barely stand. When she is about to pass out, a masked being appears, bearing a bushel overflowing with food. I am here to deliver you from starvation, Rodin, he says. Rodin recognizes him as a chaos deity Tegern, one of Elmal's foes, known for tempting humankind with devil's bargains. Accept and survive? No. Bowl him over and take the food. You can't trust what's in there. I'll find food if I just keep going. The dead world isn't exactly real, so neither is my hunger. Rodine plodded on, head swimming, gut growling. She awoke beside a hollow log, the remnant of a fulsome meal splattered on her shirt. Tegrin lay curled up next to her, smiling. Your mind says this world isn't real, but when it sank into full delirium, you gratefully took my food. Rodine felt the icy grip of chaos on her heart and mind. There was nothing to do but move on. Rodine treks deeper into the decaying world. An extended non-period elapses without sight or variation. Finally, Rodine reaches a forked path. To the left, she sees a bony figure scrambling across a vast pile of coins. On the right, she sees a shrieking ice cave. She considers lying down and succumbing to death, along with the rest of the world. What does Rodine do? Exits are left, right, and give up and die. We'll go left. Rodine finds a great pile of coins and jewels. Across it lounges a gaunt figure which must be Asrelia, goddess of wealth, Ernalda's mother. Rodine realizes that the heap she has gathered must be the wealth of all the world's dead. Before Baronstead fell, its wealth was legendary. Surely this goddess will approve. She is a diplomat. She might think that she might get her favor that way. By filling our coffers, we honored you always. And what good does it do now? She hoards all the wealth of the dead in a dead world. She doesn't seem too happy. Distract her, grab one of the coins, give her your tapestry. In the name of your daughter Ernalda, I seek your aid, or keep moving. We honored you always. This is her story. She skittered back up the top of her hoard. I might have remembered you once, but now only silver and gold are real. Nothing was certain of the dying world, Rodine thought, continuing on her way. Whatever's going on here, we are definitely not succeeding. All my ramblings prepare me for this moment of amity. Years or months or centuries pass before Rodine sees any other sign of life. A vast forest of evergreens heaves into view, its trees twisted and stripped but still alive. Amid them are standing living elves. They prepare an apparently edible paste from plant matter and fungi. The hunger Rodine has long suppressed rises up in her. She stumbles towards them, desperate for nourishment. Demand the paste, drive them off, eat the concoction, offer the tapestry. All who live must strive as one, and we respect them before. Our kind has been ill-treated by yours, and we sense fire within you which burns us. But your clan has proved an exception to that. No good plant will live if the weed of Vakbalth is not torn out. They let Rodine eat some of her paste, and she was rejuvenated. Rodine bid them farewell, moving back into the gloom. Rodine moves further into the dead world. An unfathomable non-period passes without sight or sensation. Finally, another forked path. The great citadel like Baronstead but bigger, and on the right many voices of wailing. What's to the left? Is it Orlandstead? Well, there's an Elmal, who no longer looks any baby-faced at all. Rodine spots a structure that from a distance appears to be a ghostly Baronstead. As she draws nearer, she realizes that it is Orlandstead, home of the dead Storm King and Earth Queen. Inside, Rodine sees the waning spirits of ancestors, of your clan, of the valley, and of the kingdom beyond. At the gate stands weary, faded Elmal, hardly a son at all anymore. Are you the devil, he asks, come to put me out of my misery? Call fire spirits to fill him back up? She does have very good magic. Offer a gift? Tell him how many people you sheltered at Baronstead, you are Elmal? Your light shall last a while yet? You want to give him the tapestry for brighter times, Redalda, or basically Redalda now, Rodine. Elmal wept joyful tears as he clutched our storied tapestry to his breast. What memories of my old friends, the writers, these threads contain. He brightened, and Rodine continued on her way, sure that she now had a little while longer to solve the puzzle of the dying world. In a stand of blasted pines, Rodine is drawn to a strange glowing shape that might be an infant. From the distance, a foreign hero approaches, also seeking to understand this radiant entity. He appears to be Erlanthe. His garb suggests that he hails from the faraway sacred mountain. He has come a long way, or you have come a long way, or both. Outlander, he demands. I have come to find the second son. What could you tell me of him? What does Rodine say? If he, so I think. Vanef was his distant relation. Through the holy Rodalda bloodline, and maybe my relative too. You are the second son. The strange hero nodded. I must indeed be the one chosen to break the back of chaos. I am Hjort, and in my veins was the blood of Orlanth and the king, and his son, Vingot the champion. He waved farewell to Rodine, as the light of the radiant being entered him. You have aided me, and perhaps shall be remembered in the chronicles of my people, who I shall call the Hjortlings. Rodine treks further into the collapsing world. More nothingness. A band of survivors hears of Rodine's exploits of the darkened world and gathers around her to declare her their queen. Lead us in the final battle against chaos, and we shall worship you as the last and only hope. Let us fight and die at your whim, O great Rodine. She finds her plaintive demand oddly tempting. Even though Rodalda was of Vingot's royal bloodline, she never wanted to be queen herself. Well, you are not Rodalda, though. You are you. As desperately lost as all as you shall lead you to victory. Wade into them, fist flying. Could this be a temptation, though? She doesn't seem to want the queenship herself. And perhaps we should honor that. We are as desperately lost as all of you. But that could just be the despair speaking. Maybe we can amass some allies and do our part. Maybe not as much as Hjort. We could help it. Lead on. They lifted her onto her shoulders, calling her Rodine the Great and Rodine the Magnificent. She swept with them across the disintegrating world, raiding enemies and commanding the obedience of the weak. After a timeless times, blood-mad battles claimed the lives of all these warriors, leaving Rodine alone again to wander. But surely that did our part, right? Made use of them while they were here? Rodine wanderings continue. Less and less of the dead world remains visible. It dwindles into shadows, whispers, and fleeting, rushing sensations. Finally, Rodine walks into something slithery and wispy, an enormous spiderweb. And with the enormous spiderweb comes an enormous spider. Survive this long so I might die here, sustaining this goddess? That's what you want to do, Rodine? Just give up your lifeblood to her? Attack the spider? Offer the spider your life? Smash the web? A challenge. This web is nice, but I bet you can't weave the world back. What would that draw from? Her renowned diplomacy? Her very good bargaining? Sometimes it's a combination of things. It is good to know, the spider purred, that with so much else gone and forgotten, effrontery still exists. The spider's mandibles twitched, yet others do not deserve the fate you would consign them to. I shall spare your life, and with it, that of the cosmos, if you please me with a display of skillful weaving. Resentfully at first, then still resentfully, while well into it. Hold on, batteries. Rodine tried to weave something from the sticky silk. Because she cared about it, Rodine managed a halfway acceptable semblance of Baronstead, but the rest of the places and people she tried to make were not so good. You failed here, but succeeded before, the spider spat. Go, and see if you could still redeem yourself. The gods of chaos, discovering that the world had begun to heal itself, stomped to the place of regeneration to destroy it before it spreads. Tegern, a chaos deity who has always been Elmal's special enemy, spots Rodine and charges towards her. I feel like if I went with Venef, and if Venef took his sword, we could probably take on a bit of Venef's Elmal worship and strike down Teneg here. Live my life by a secret number, and it tells me to gather up my determination and charge. Okay. Agile maneuvers if only brought a horse. Berserk attack. Drawing him away and roaring him down if he had a horse. Defeat him with the values your clan has lived by. He wants determination. Slew Tegern, achievement unlocked! Tegern bellowed and shifted and slapped his tail around. But Rodine was not deterred and kept her weapon trained on the Chaos God's heart. It struck, pierced through, and ended Tegern's life. Rodine realized that while still herself, she had become Elmal. With a final solar bolt, Tegern was slain for all eternity, blasted to 1,000 bits. As his screams reverberated to nothingness, Rodine knew that this accursed god had been annihilated, and would never exist in the new world to come. So when they were saying that she can't stop the end of the world, but she might make something for afterwards, they weren't kidding. So it really is just survive until the end as best as you can. And then hope you have a little something extra here to help you out. I like this mouth horse thing in the background, it's very weird Mageddon. Spattered in Tegern's blood, Rodine returns to join the fight against his allies. As Rodine girds herself, Hjort, that other Orlanthi hero, appears and demands she step aside. This burden is mine alone. Now that we did the hard part, thanks Hjort. No, says Rodine, this victory is ours. Merging into one entity, Hjort and Rodine battle Vakboth and the Chaos Court. They are outnumbered, but not. Many others, including a troll, a dwarf, an elf, a dragon, fight in the same overlapping form. For the first time, the Chaos Court suffers a decisive defeat. What gift does Rodine claim from Hjort as reward for victory? Is this going to help us in the next game then? Secrets of monster fighting? Strong arm against chaos? Power over despair? Power over fear? Power over the hidden and mysterious? Another theme of the game seemed to have been the necessity of seeing beyond what we know. So maybe for the next world, we'll take that power over the hidden and the mysterious. This would become a legacy passed down to future Barentheli. Hey, Venef's back. Rodine returns to find Baronstead battered but largely intact. Stranger still, a couple dozen clan members survive. Among them is Venef, who hails Rodine's return. And you know, if most everyone's dead, I have said before, these two are pretty similar in age. Huh? They were sheltered by the dwarves who lived below the citadel, who opened a hidden passage to their underground realm. Wheezing dwarf machines produced something called sharp air, which they were able to breathe while huddled down there. The stone folk said they had learned that all the components of the world machine must work together. This happened when their hero fought the Chaos Gods alone, and found everyone else fighting too. The dwarves that we had enslaved and dishonored, coming back to help us. Good to see you alive, Rodine. Never thought I would see Baronstead again. It's because of her weaving. This is your victory, Rodine. A period of rebuilding follows. Then dwarves come back to lead you to the Unity battle, where all peoples of the region gather against Vakboth's army. Maybe this is when Venef takes up the sword then. Doesn't have to be for the wandering through the dead world, which I'm pretty pleased with taking Rodine through it. Which allies you from a special bond. Dadar Hapans, people of the sun, the dwarves who live below you. Elves return to the world, trolls want their underworld back. Dragon Newts, as mysterious as ever. Now, it has been ages since I played King of Dragon Pass, but isn't it that in the lore at some point in history, that's probably well after this, but wasn't there a point where people lived with the dragons? And the dragons ate most of them? And that's why by the time of King of Dragon Pass, there's some suspicion of dragons? The Daughter Hapans are most like us. The elves fed me when I would have starved. That is reason enough. Rodine has made the decision for me. Ally most with the Daughter Hapans for also people, also humans? Or the elves who nourish our greatest hero? Together, the gathered peoples of Dragon Pass shatter the undead army. Vakboth the Devil escapes, but Stormbull pursues him, scraping him across the face of the earth and pinning him in a distant desert. Beneath the giant block of stone, chaos recedes. The ordinary life of mortals continues. Venef rules well, though not without the odd doubt of vacillation. In keeping with his nature, as Baronstead becomes a beacon of rebirth, people call him Venef the Stallion, recognizing our wealth of horses. Is that how this all ties together then? We might not have become direct descendants of the clan that begins in King of Dragon Pass, but we have our first Stallion King to produce the future horse people, perhaps. That'd be pretty cool if true. 3 achievements: victory, normal difficulty level, prolonged victory with a prolonged duration, and full bellies with no starvation. Many years pass. Heroic actions of united peoples crush the presence of chaos until it dwindles entirely. Venef the Stallion is still king, and Rodine still a hero wielding wondrous powers, when the sun, the full glowing sun that Orlanth once slew, rises again into the sky one morning. It is Orlanth who carries him. In the seasons to follow, Orlanth and the rest of the dead gods are going to appreciate that we had not dismantled all their temples and shrines fully. Still got a home here, buddy. In the seasons that follow, holy folk learn much of his event, which they come to refer to as the Dawn. Not only Orlanth Storm King and Yelm the Sun have sprung back to life, but Ernalda the Earth, Rodalda Horse Queen. It's a good thing I didn't dismantle her shrine too in desperation to rebuild one to Urox. Chalana Arroy the Healer, Izuri is a traitor, Lankor Mi the Sage, and all the gods of the Storm Court and beyond. Even Humak Deathlord comes alive again. This means, hooray, that people can once more entirely die, relieving the elderly and wounded of their suffering. Though much remains to be rebuilt in the next game. Come on, A Sharp. People born of the Age of Chaos have never experienced a time of such fertility and joy, and they owe it all to the guinea pigs. And Rodine, who re-wove the world in triumph in the I fought, we won battle, so that all could prevail in the Unity battle. Now that I can be satisfied with. I'm going to count that as a good win then. A shame we ended up actually eating that temptation to Tegern. But that's what makes the story more compelling. If our poets just sing a song of victory after victory after victory, people are gonna fall asleep. There has to be some dip into the abyss to rise back out of. But yeah, that is it then. That is 6 Ages 2 Lights Going Out. And I think that I could be pretty darn satisfied with how that ended up ending. With Rodin chosen to survive in the dead world, and then Venef becoming the Stallion King. Now all we need is the world reborn. Come on, let me rebuild that shattered land and bring a glorious new dawn. That's probably gonna be what? A long wise away? I know that going from Ride Like the Wind to Lights Going Out, according to what I have read on the Steam discussion forums, you do need to have a successful victorious game. So from Ride Like the Wind to Lights Going Out, you need to marry Baron and Rodalda together and be the clan that does it. So you can be properly, fully assimilated Rams here within Baronstead itself. But it makes me wonder then, just what would be required for the save game transference from Lights Going Out to World Reborn, if anything? Because it kind of felt pretty open how those last final bits could have gone. Maybe it's simply like before, and certain decisions give certain boons and disadvantages, but ultimately you still end up with, well, Venef might die. With a Stallion King of some kind, maybe? Or maybe Horse Queen? So maybe that is a fixed point of time for the sequel then? Either way, thoroughly enjoyed this. I liked having a bit more time than you get in Ride Like the Wind, where you get like, what, 10 years tops, then Baron gets born, and once Baron is born, you have to prepare for the wedding. Ride Like the Wind, very brisk game. Play like the wind. More like. Which is still fun, and pretty neat to see the transition culturally and mythically as the peoples and gods advance through the ages. But I could also see then, after playing through this on the prolonged pace, why Ride Like the Wind was as quick as it was. Because there was a good long while where some events started to repeat. We stayed pretty dominant, rich, self-sustaining for a good long while, and pretty much had to raid and drive 2 of our neighbors into chaos. Pretty much for something to do to keep it on going, but that did give us more time to explore too. So narratively, I do say you could fit a shorter game in and still be pretty satisfied. But I do like having more room to explore. And we did have a lot more exploration done in Lights Going Out, and found lots of cool things. So I'm not unhappy for having taken the prolonged route, the prolonged playtime. So pretty good game. Presentation, art, music, phenomenal. Really brought me into the mundane and the spiritual world completely. And I do like how some consequences were a bit hidden. Like being nice to the Antler Society in Ride Like the Wind, maybe giving you more brew stuff and Lights Going Out, and it turns out, no wait, no, these are bad folks after all, but also the very fact that you can willingly choose to bully the same clan over and over again, and you don't realize that's pushing them more and more into chaos until Tegard himself comes up and says, "Congratulations, you fool, thank you for that." I enjoy that. I enjoy those hidden consequences. And that ending, that final sequence through the dead world, remarkable. But I am afraid that with the game 1 and the guinea pig clan surviving into the new era, that is it. There is nothing else to do, all the battles have been fought. Though it probably would have been equally cool, if not cooler, if we had Yatakan. Yatakan surviving from Ride Like the Wind, Ri shows up in Lights Going Out, and becomes the one survivor of the guinea pigs. To wander the world of the dead, meets his hero Elmal, and then survives into World Reborn. You can get Yatakan across 3 games that way, I bet. Exists in here, and then rides off to fight by Elmal's side. Comes back in the present, and as the one survivor of the guinea pigs, lives in the new world, in the new Baronstead. That'd be super cool. But I adored Radin, so I'm super happy with what we got. But with that out of the way, sorry folks, but I have got to call it here. If nothing else, there's gonna be more time to clean up. I have battled my own demons after all. And fought a pretty good fight to seek my own new world last night. I'm sorry, Ouroboros! Which I have to tell you is a super fun name to say, Ouroboros. Ouroboros. But the VOD is there. It's a shorter stream because we did end up getting the end, so if you want to see it, I'll be putting up a highlight just as soon as I find who we are going to raid now. Who do we have online tonight? Oh, there's nobody on my follows. There's Goaty on the recommends. Goaty's pretty cool. Dino? Is anybody else playing Six Ages? Again! Once more! This is a brand new and pretty awesome game, and there's no one else streaming it right now? If I go to videos, maybe it'll show other past broadcasts. Okay, there have been 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 2 days ago that Handsome Guinea, 6 days ago, 5 days ago, 2 days ago. Alright, so people are playing. Just not when it's at the end of my stream and time to raid somebody else. Anybody playing Ride Like the Wind? Nobody's playing Ride Like... What about King of Dragon Pass? Again! No results found. I can't raid myself. What about? Trying to bounce around the categories for other narrative games I really enjoy. No one else is playing A House of Many Doors either. What about... Nobody on Sunless Skies. Could it be I simply won't raid tonight again? Oh man. Oh well. I guess we'll just call it there then. Without raid sadly, but that's alright, sometimes how it happens. Somehow there is actually nobody online to raid into, so thank you very much folks for hanging out through this epic journey. Enjoyed this thoroughly, and I should hope to say, made up for some of my grumpiness playing Ride Like the Wind during a tumultuous time of my life, which informed my grumpiness towards the game more than the game's actual quality. They're both fantastic. I recommend them both, but for now, thank you, have a good night, and I'll see you guys later on. Take care of yourselves.